You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have news, reviews and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today we're talking to John Archibald Dixon Swan, Adelaide boy originally from Glasgow, brother of singer-songwriter Jimmy Barnes and uncle of stage performer David Campbell. Senior South Australian of the Year, appointed an Order of Australia Medal, an OAM. Find out what John is wearing to the Little Heroes Ball and listen as he critiques my interviewing style. What's he up to at the moment? Let's find out.
I'd like to welcome my great friend, John Swanee. Yay! Welcome, John.
Well,
that's right. Been such a long time since I've seen you.
yeah, that's what happens when you leave Adelaide, you know. I mean, Coffs Harbour's a beautiful place. It's a big country town. The people are great. The bookers and the bands and that are all part-timers. So, you know, I pay my guitar player more than every band gets paid up here.
How long have you been there now?
This is my 4th year, I think.
I can't believe it's been that long. It's been wonderful watching the evolution of your beautiful garden on Facebook.
It's amazing. I never thought that I could do it, but I couldn't leave it the way it was. It was like a very thick, like Vietnam. It was really, really thick bush, you know,
Like a jungle.
I got over the fence with I bought a Ryobi whippersnipper, you know, one of those battery ones, you know, and I'm there going, and it was that hot that I fainted in the middle of it and I couldn't get out because it was thick. It was just around me, you know. My neighbour saw the Ryobi up. But I finally got out, and that decision from there on changed the rest of my work in the garden. I took every bit of it out and I put lawns down on different levels, and I've got frangipanis across the front of it, and behind that's all palm trees. And then I went into the creek and cleaned up all the creek and dug another creek inside the creek so it runs through naturally like a river, and I planted bananas, and it's like a botanical garden. It's beautiful. I'll get some photos and put them up on Facebook.
I've seen them on Facebook.
Down the creek is different. We've put stairs down to the creek, the council creek, you know, because my neighbour's really, really handy, Jim. He owns a big company up here, but he's always been a handyman, you know, like he's retired, but he can't, he's like me. You've got to keep going. I can't stand still or sit.
Well, who knew that you two heavy rockers, you and your brother, would both be drum flowers, you and your frangipanis and him with his roses?
The big difference is he's got 2 gardeners.
You're doing the work of 2 gardeners.
I really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. I never thought that you get a different perspective. It's a bit like playing guitar because it takes me to a good place. You know, like I just sit here in the morning and I practice for 3 hours and I do what I got to do. I do some scales and stuff like that. And then I prepare my lessons for the kids. Then I'm out there and it's like the same thing. I go into this place. I say, I'm not going to do too much. I'll be back in 5. And I go down there and start working. And
5 hours later,
5 o'clock that night when it's starting to get dark, you know, and that's been raining during the day and I'm still down there. It doesn't make any difference. Good for the soul.
It's good therapy, isn't it?
And I need enough of that.
It's wonderful to see you and Jimmy with some common interests, and we're going to talk more about something that you'll be doing with Jimmy and his family later. But you'd be the first to admit that it hasn't always been that way. So we as the fans love to see you 2 brothers getting along so well. I'm going to play a song from Jimmy's album Double Happiness, What Will They Say? And gee, you boys sound great together. Back with more John Swan after this.
I could not leave you far behind.
We're going to have you back for a visit to little old Adelaide.
Yes.
You've got a few things going on. I think you and your brother, there's no stopping you. You're both the most hardworking boys I know of.
You know, I've had time to reflect since I've been up here because you get a lot of time on your own, you know, like, which is a good thing because I was so busy trying to run around and save the world. You just don't get any time for your own head or what your heart wants to do. I suddenly realized Jim's success is because of his passion, because I was starting to feel the same about mine. I never thought I'd be able to play guitar properly, you know, but now I've got like a Martin, the same as George Harrison. I've got a couple of Fenders, not because I can afford them or need them. It's just that they sort of come into your life, you know. It's what my whole story is. You put it out there to the universe and it comes back, you know. And I've got so passionate about it. The record company is going to put out the greatest hits After that, I'll be in Adelaide doing the Leo Sayer thing at the Adelaide Oval for Little Heroes. That's going to be great. That'll be really good. I'm doing a couple of gigs with Rob Pippin's band. It was great to be back with them. I love it. Because you don't realise how good you had it with people like that, because sometimes Adelaide takes it for granted. They just see it all the time, But they should come up to sort of Melbourne and Sydney, around the country areas, and see some of the bands. It's a bit airy. And I guess it's that passion has grown and grown and grown and grown. And it's what keeps me going in my life is whatever I do, I try it. I don't understand why, but I'm passionate about it. Now it's turned back into my career. And I've got a box set coming out of 8 albums.
Wow.
That's CDs. And then once they've been out for a while, I'll release the 8 set in vinyl, so that's nice because there's a large group of my demographic that only want the vinyl. Well, I do because I like to read about who was on the album. The Greatest Hits thing's got 8-page booklet with it, which is quite nice, I didn't do a normal bio like, John grew up in such and such and, all of that sort of stuff. Whatever was in my heart at a time, I just wrote it down. And I finished up giving the young lads a bit of a cane. And I'd tell them off for doing covers. I say, you got to start exploring your own hearts, like you're not going to raise your standard by just getting up there and doing the same thing every week, every year, And they, what do you want us to do? We only know how to do these covers. And I said, sit down and write.
Write something, yeah.
We don't know how to do that. And then after a while, I give up because if they haven't got the will, you cannot put it in them,
No.
So
they need that passion that you were talking about.
Yeah. And you look at kids, you look at your Charlie, like when I watch him on Facebook things, he's passionate about what he's doing. He's right into it. And he's getting so big too, Christ. They all are.
I know.
Having said that, I think that passion is something, the minute it stops, I'll give up music because I have no reason to be there anymore. Because if you're not passionate about it, I've had enough trouble with anxiety and all that sort of thing, yourself. But I forgot about what the music does. It heals. If I didn't have music, God knows where I'd be.
It's like gardening. It is another form of therapy.
It is. It certainly is, except it's a more addictive form of therapy because I get out the garden and it's dark for about another 12 hours. So I'm sitting here reprogramming stuff.
I've got 3 things to talk about. The album first. How do you pick 12 songs for a greatest hits album out of all your music?
It's got 20 tracks on it.
Oh, 20?
Yep. I didn't pick them. I put it to Facebook. That John Swan page is more to be in contact with people who are in contact with me on a regular basis that I see. Hi, guys. It was meant to be originally for people who, if they didn't feel good or they were having trouble, breakups and all that sort of stuff, they could go there and have a chat. It was like a little meeting room. I didn't need to be there. I could be outside it, but give them a place to be, And then it finished up that we started doing the salvos and all that sort of thing. And it was just a godsend, because all of those people came to help. Couldn't have done any of it without them, They've been, and yourself has been 100% supporter. Nobody gets to do anything. Alone, you can only do that much, but together we can do a lot. I've learned the real meaning of that, especially when I moved away, because I'm alone up here trying to be the ambassador for the homeless up here, and it's really, really hard. The councils just, they don't get it, I can ring David Pisoni in South Australia or the Premier and talk to him about something for jurors, or I can go to the girls from the university, the head of the dental faculty, who will go across and fix up their teeth. Here, I can't get to meet the mayoress of the town,
You put it out to the fans on Facebook to select the tracks for the album.
Yeah, well,
awesome.
Well, they're the people who supported me all the way through. I think it's 11 albums close on it. When I've recorded them, they bought them. So what do you want to hear on this that you would like? George Young said, he was my mentor for a long time, and he said, I want to put an album on. When I put it first on, I don't have to take it off every second track. I'll skip a track and move on. And everybody's got memories with each one of those tracks for different reasons.
You've got songs from all the different albums from the beginning of time?
Yes. I mean, we nearly went back to 1974, 72 when I came out of the army. I was with Lynn Randell and she had a #1 single. And I thought, no, that's pushing it because that wasn't my song, Any publicity is good publicity. But it got people talking. And the thing was, I suddenly realized that I wasn't putting value on my own material, which Russell Morris has been telling me for years, Brian Cadd and Glenn, they just say, man, just play your own stuff all that other stuff.
Let's play one of those songs from the new album now. Lady, What's Your Name? More with John Swan straight after this, and we'll find out what's bringing him back to Adelaide.
Guess I'm gonna have to ask you, lady, what's your name?
I'm at the Irish Club with Rob's band on the 12th.
Yep.
And then I'm at Lady Bay, a private gig down there. I auctioned myself off, as I do, for the Little Heroes. And they got quite a considerable amount of money, but it's for the golf club. That's on the 13th. On the 18th, I'm doing Semaphore Workers, which is with Rob's band again. And then the 19th, I've got the ball. That's with Leo Sayer.
There's still tickets available for the Little Heroes Ball?
No, I don't think so, love. I think it's sold. Bang, 600 tickets just went gone.
We got ours straight away.
I've got 2 tickets left, and they're going cheap, $45,000 a piece.
Cheap at half the price.
No, it's all about Little Heroes. I want to try and do a local gig where we can get, how we used to do those little gigs?
If you want to get along and see John and also support an amazing fundraiser as well at the Southern Slugs, Southern Slugs Variety Fundraiser for the Kangaroo Island. So that's Saturday the 12th of June. It's at the Adelaide Irish Club here in town.
Yes.
It's
I've
featuring...
been thrown out there.
Sorry?
I think I've been thrown out there a few times.
Will they let you back in? It might just be the Rumours Fleetwood Mac show because John Swan's not allowed in the front door. Get onto the Googleometer and get your tickets to that and help all the people rebuilding their lives and homes and businesses on Kangaroo Island.
Make sure that there's some safety net where there's more money available for it,
So we're going to see you pretty much for the whole month of June, here, there and everywhere, you busy man.
June 10th, I'm flying in, and maybe the 11th I'll do something. The Irish Club is with Rob. Lady Bay is the private gig, and then Semaphore Workers with Rob and the Rumours show, I think. And then we've got the ball, of course, for Little Heroes. I'm going to try and do a show on Sunday. It's a lot of work, but you know what? I don't get a chance to come back to Adelaide enough. I'm coming back a lot more now. With the albums coming out, there's a new interest in the industry in general. Like I'm getting people like Lee Simons and people like that who, before they never used to ring me up. He's in charge of Austereo and stuff like that, So you get the old acquaintances back from the old days. When you're important, they talk to you. I thought it was just, everybody's important. But the thing is that it's nice to be able to feel that at my age, because apart from anything else, you don't think you're going to be here, never mind releasing records again, I've got another acoustic blues album, which I'm putting together at the moment. I've got a couple of little guitar players. One of my boys is sick, Stefan. He's getting better. I spoke to him last night, and we'll do a track or 2 for the blues album. And I've got half of another Swanee album finished. So I've been busy.
See, I rest my case. Hardest working men in the music industry. Are you still here on the 25th of June, or will you be gone by then?
The 25th, I'm gone.
Shame. I was thinking, remember how you played on the roof here for my birthday? Barry's birthday is on the 25th, but you'll be gone.
No. Hold on. I'll see if I can change my flight home. I'm serious. I will. I'd love to do something like that, to see all of those people again, because you never get a chance. I looked at a photo of, I think it was Dee's birthday down in Glenelg when we went that day down. They're lovely people, and good friends are hard to come by, people that stick by you.
Was it Stefan who accompanied you that night here? He's had an operation on his hand, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's playing quite well. Considering he wasn't going to play again, he's playing really well. If I do a show on the Thursday night at Hyde Park or that one up in the hills, Stefan will be there because he can do like an hour straight through. And I can do an hour a morning. I'm doing stuff like Africa, Salisbury Hill. Do you know Salisbury Hill? Peter Gabriel. I'm playing that stuff here. Genesis song, In the Living Years, like I just had to do that. A friend passed away up here and that was his favourite song. So I thought, well, I'll sit down and learn it. And I didn't realise how hard it was. You just got to get in and do it. If you make a couple of mistakes, stiff.
One of those 2 pub gigs. We'll make that a celebration for Barry's birthday.
Yep.
And we'll get the old gang back together.
Yeah.
You'll see Dee at the Little Heroes because we've got a table.
Yep.
We're all in the process of deciding what dress we're going to wear.
Me too. I've got this red Atlas number.
John, it's been such a long time since we've had a good laugh.
I haven't been this stupid for ages.
You know what? I'm not a very good interviewer. What I lack in interview skills, I make up with good editing skills because I have to.
Hang on, that's what everybody is. Do you think Molly is a good interview? They all have great people to do it, you know, like we're not exactly Parky, are we?
No, but we're having fun.
You're doing a good job.
I've got no idea what I'm doing.
That's half the fun. Look, I didn't expect to be here, never mind, you know, doing this again at this age. You know, I'm just looking at my calendar there and it's absolutely chock-a-block full with things, including the book, doing a book as well. I'm going down to Sydney to be part of, can you see that?
Oh, yes, I've got that T-shirt too.
Yeah, but I'm in the band. Chris Cheney and Jane and Jim Diesel and a few others are learning some of the songs from my Greatest Hits album to do with the Jane Barnes Band so that we can do like half a dozen songs and they'll just put them out from time to time. You can't get any better PR than that.
That's fabulous. I'm so happy that you two are getting to spend time together and collaborate together. It's just so good to see.
Yeah, and, you know, it's long overdue. Stupidity and pride and egos that get in the way of. You can't stop loving somebody, you know, it's just impossible. For me, I can't do it, you know, like you don't switch off love. Sometimes it can be hard, but other times it's just the best thing in the world.
When it comes down to it, brothers are brothers, right?
Yeah, and now we enjoy the rivalry that's a dynamic between two brothers quite naturally, not as two singers. We just enjoy the rivalry because it's me and him. I don't text him very much of that anymore. I talk to him on the phone because it's so much more fun. I started something off and he finishes it. We've got the same stupid sense of humor.
Yeah.
And we talk a million miles an hour. You know, the two of us are talking at once. We both say the same thing and hang up.
In all seriousness, though, if the Jane Barnes Band needs a tambourinist, remember to call me.
Yep, I've got it written down here. You know, there's no rehearsals or anything like that. You just get in and do it.
Should I bring my tambourine to the Hyde Park?
Yes, I think you should. Do it and we'll film it. We'll wear the Jane Barnes T-shirts.
That's a great idea. You've been working like a Trojan on albums, on fabulous, you know, supportive charities, especially back here in South Australia. We can't wait to see you when you come on down. All I will say now is see you down the front.
All right, sit up.
We're going to go out with a great song from when John was with the Party Boys. The last song on their self-titled album, The Party Boys, released in 1987. High Voltage, originally done by AC/DC, of course. Enjoy this version. You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.